Bodyguard. Costner and Houston generate sparks filled with tension and romance. Kevin Costner, Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard, rated R, now playing at a theater near you. A bodyguard lives by 3 rules. Never let your guard down. Never let her out of your sight. Never fall in love. Kevin Costner, Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard, rated R. Now playing at a theater near you. Critics are calling The Bodyguard an entertaining, suspenseful, romantic thriller. Kevin Costner, Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard, rated R. Now playing at a theater near you.
And you do it? Why?
I can't sing.
Kevin Costner finds himself falling for Whitney Houston in that scene from our next movie called The Bodyguard, and although the ads play up the romantic angle in this movie, the screenplay is really more interested in the contrasting personalities of its 2 major characters. Kevin Costner plays an ex-Secret Serviceman who's now a professional bodyguard, and his new client is a music superstar played by Whitney Houston. When they first meet, it is not love at first sight. Houston is a pampered star who doesn't want anyone interfering with her lifestyle.
Well, you don't look like a bodyguard.
What'd you expect?
Well, I don't know. Maybe a tough guy?
This is my disguise.
At first, the star is not told about a series of death threats she's received. Then her manager and her publicist reveal the news, and she begins to understand why she needs a bodyguard.
There were some letters before, Rachel. Same kind of thing. Threats, oddball stuff.
We don't want to worry you, sweetheart.
And somebody got into the house.
Someone was in my house?
One of the movie's most effective scenes involves a club concert where she is essentially unprotected against a mob of her fans.
You know, forget the crazy death threats. If she doesn't sing, she's dead anyway. Yes, handled properly, this whole thing could be good for $1 million worth of free publicity.
One word.
Yeah, well, it could clinch the nomination.
One word in print about this, about anything.
There is a love story in The Bodyguard between Costner and Houston, but writer Lawrence Kasdan and director Mick Jackson are more interested in the interplay between these 2 people who are as close as life and death and as distant as boss and employee. I actually found the movie's thriller elements less interesting than the tension between these 2 different personalities, and the big surprise ending is really contrived. Houston does a fine job in her movie debut, however. I think she has the kind of look and personality that the screen loves, and Costner is interesting as a man who actually seems to value his job more than his life. I vote thumbs up, but not for the solution to who's sending the death threats.
Well, that was a little easy to figure out. I liked it as, rather than a love story, I'd describe it as a respect story. Because I think what really happens is, you're not going to see, I mean, people, if they're expecting to see them roll around in bed together and have a lot of sex, that doesn't happen here. I think that what you really see is sort of grudging admiration for the skills that each has, and that develops. And then the movie just works in old-fashioned movie ways, which is you've got 2 charismatic stars who are great to look at. She is glamorous. We want to eavesdrop on what the lifestyle might be really like if you make all that money in the music business, and what does she live like, and what's her Bel Air home look like. And then you got Costner, who's doing this sort of American Boy Scout thing, and he does it as well as anybody.
There's good chemistry there. The movie directed by Mick Jackson, who made L.A. Story, the Steve Martin picture, and he has a good understanding of how L.A. works, how the people in the various jobs around the star compete with each other, and they're jealous with each other. They're looking for power within the palace compound, and that's very interesting. All of that stuff is good. And Houston, I think on the basis of this film, she's a movie star.
Well, she was really smart to
the hit film The Bodyguard, starring the incomparable Whitney Houston, includes her #1 hit, I Will Always Love You, plus 5 more new stunning Whitney songs. And Bodyguard and Home Alone 2 soundtrack albums, the triple feature of the year.